Let's talk about hazards. And not just any hazards, natural hazards. These hazards occur naturally and can often be predicted. Such hazards can have very devastating effects on the environment and the community. But for this video, we are going to be focusing on a natural hazard that just occurred very recently, the wildfires in California, USA. Wildfires in California are increasingly frequent and severe, primarily due to a combination of natural and human-induced factors. These fires can spread rapidly, consuming large areas of forests, grasslands, and urban areas, often leading to massive destruction of property, loss of life, and environmental damage. So what are the causes that can contribute to a wildfire? There are several that can play a role in forming fires. Number 1. Prolonged droughts due to climate change. As climate change takes over the world, it's no wonder droughts last a little longer than usual. 2. Dry vegetation and high temperatures during summer and fall. 3. Strong seasonal winds that intensify and spread the flames. For example, the Santa Ana winds. And finally, it can be human activities, such as poorly managed campfires, faulty power lines, and even arson. Now let's talk about exposure. California is highly exposed to wildfire risks due to its natural environment and human settlement patterns. Here are some of its geographical features that increase the risk. Large forested areas with flammable vegetation like chaparral and pine trees, and steep terrains that make fire containment challenging. Another exposure is urban encroachment. Increasing population in the wildland-urban interface, or the WUI, where communities are built near forests and grasslands, puts homes, businesses, and infrastructure at high risk. Lastly is the critical infrastructure affected. Roads, power lines, and communication systems are often damaged during wildfires, hampering evacuation and emergency response. Next are the vulnerabilities. California's vulnerabilities to wildfires stem from both natural and societal factors. For the environmental vulnerabilities, the first one is accumulation of dry vegetation due to insufficient forest management. Example, suppression of natural fires leading to overgrowth. And prolonged drought periods and reduced rainfall make vegetation highly flammable. And for the social vulnerabilities, they are: number 1. Lack of preparedness among residents, including inadequate evacuation plans. Limited access to resources for low-income communities to rebuild after fires. And overburdened firefighting resources during peak fire seasons. Now lastly are the mitigation strategies. To reduce the risk of wildfires becoming catastrophic disasters, California implements various mitigation strategies. Number 1. Forest management, conducting controlled burns to reduce the buildup of dry vegetation and prevent larger uncontrolled fires. 2. Community-level planning, establishing defensible spaces around homes by clearing flammable materials and using fire-resistant landscaping. 3. Early warning and monitoring, utilizing advanced technologies such as satellite imagery, drones, and sensors to monitor fire activity and provide early warnings. Improving communication systems to alert residents quickly in case of a fire. 4. Firefighting resources, increasing funding for firefighting equipment, personnel, and training. And finally, public awareness and education, conducting community workshops and campaigns to educate residents about wildfire risks and evacuation procedures, encouraging homeowners to prepare emergency kits and evacuation plans. Wildfires are a natural part of our world, but their impact doesn't have to be devastating. It's up to us to take responsibility, invest in solutions, and ensure that we leave a safer, greener California for generations to come.